thing. Like I like to say I'm agnostic, but I don't really believe too much in like a particular religion. I do believe in a one creator though. I believe in monotheism, but I don't think that humans can quite understand or even grasp the what it could be to be a creator of, oh my fucking god, I just died.
Oh
A
no.
creator on like on that level. So like I just feel like right now, especially in life, everybody's just like too ignorant to truthfully like lock in and understand what it probably means to be into a religion secularly and just fully. But yeah, I just say I'm agnostic. That's really it.
Sure. Okay, Nito. Yeah, that's an interesting viewpoint for sure. Um, well, I guess one question I have on that, which bounces right away. I feel like I've heard that before, like from agnostics, but I mean I'm a bit confused about it, so I'd be curious for you to explain it. Uh, on like why for my bad, for an all powerful, all knowing God, perhaps that scenario. Like,
Yeah.
do you see it possible for that being to make himself comprehensible to a normal person?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
And then in like that situation, then you'd think it's possible for people to I don't know, I forgot the word you used, understand it.
No, I still wouldn't. Even if it's comprehensible and understandable, I still believe that people in the human realm of world will use it for their own ideologies and things like that and such forth, which is why we have religion the way that it's looked at right now, is because people who have been in power generally let the power get to their head, corrupt something, and then go on to fuck it up for the rest of the generations to come forth. So like that's why personally I don't really follow a religion per se, but I do believe that this couldn't have all been by coincidence or some bullshit like that. Like there's like a lot of science to just like back up like weird like I don't even know what I would be able to call it, but like just shit that would align with spirituality and science is backing up certain things within that. So yeah, just
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Nito. Um, I can resonate with a lot of that. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe He exists. And I think He's in the Christian religion. But I think you're totally right. I think yet I believe God exists, but I think people 110% abuse that so much and are evil. Like people on a lot of televangelists. Like they'll go on TV and say, "Have faith. Give me all your money, and God will bless you." And then I think people
Yeah.
get harmed by that big time. I think that's evil. But I think although now I'm still Christian, I think although that does happen, because I think
Mm-hmm.
there are evil people here. I still think it's still possible for God, for legit people to follow Him, and that God still
Yeah,
be to exist. And I think, yeah, I
of
don't know.
course.
What do you think on that?
I know plenty of people that fall on that line. Like I know people who like they believe in like maybe the Christian religion, but they're not gonna go per se to a church or something. They just have God within their heart, and that's how they move along in life and shit like that. So I feel like I kind of know what you're talking about, but I don't know. Is that what you're kind of?
Maybe close. Maybe I'll explain farther. I just think like though people here, I'll simplify it. I think although people can abuse religion, I think
Yeah.
God's existence is independent of whether people abuse the fact that He exists or not. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
think
I agree.
how people treat this. Now I'm curious. So is that your main reason for why you think it it's that man will not though sorry, I'm trying to understand your belief further. Though is that your main reason because people can abuse the fact that God exists that you think is not knowable, or I'm not
No,
understanding you fully.
I just okay, so like that would be a part of it is like people are using it for their own like justification to do whatever the fuck. Like at one point, the Bible was used to justify slavery. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
like, there, there's like that. Obviously, is one part of it, but I also just don't like that sometimes it's just not open. Parts of like America, mainly, I would say, maybe even some parts of like maybe Europe. I don't know. I don't live in Europe, so I really couldn't tell you. But I know
Sure.
parts of America, they get pretty tribalistic over like what sect of religion you believe in or
Oh yeah,
follow,
for sure.
and then it starts to, it doesn't look anything like religion anymore. It just starts looking like a cult of weirdos just like babbling bullshit to other folks in order to get them to follow their god or whatever the fuck. Like even like shit that's like you'll talk to some dude who's like claims he's a Christian or some shit, and like if they hear the word Allah, it's like you're speaking of a different God. Like, buddy, it's the same fucking same being. It's the same being, bro. Like, I don't know. And I'm not Muslim or anything. I have my own fucking issues with Islam and stuff like that.
Sure.
But like, you know, it gets a little tribalistic. There's just so many parts I could break it down to. But at first I was Christian at one point, and then I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't vibe with the atmosphere. I didn't vibe with the history behind it. It's just not something that I want to align myself with personally. And like American Christians don't look the most sane either.
Oh yeah.
So like, so like, like I don't even want to be a part of that either. But like, I'm not judging anybody for what they want to do with their life. Like, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm a strong believer in that shit. So
Sure. I respect a lot of that, and actually, like, honestly, like, I'm me being religious. Like, I think religious people make me the most mad sometimes, because yeah, I think it is
yeah,
really tribalistic, and I just get caught in debate between Protestants, Catholics, Islam, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, yeah, for a
yeah,
lot of
it
stuff.
just
No,
gets a
but
little too
I
much.
yeah. But I'm curious to dive more into maybe specifically, like, so that's off-putting, 100%. Yeah, that's totally off-putting to me. But
Yeah.
um, and actually, like, the guy who convinced me to become a Christian, um,
Mm-hmm.
what he ended up doing was he just cheated on his girlfriend like three times. He spoke at like a Christian event, and then in between while he was speaking, he was making out with a different chick in the closet, other than his girlfriend. He just it was just he was just manipulating everyone around him. But
Yeah.
now here's why I'm a Christian still. 'Cause that's pretty off-putting. I don't want anything associated with this dude. But I think he
Yeah.
introduced me to a really, really good dude, and that's like, well, Jesus, right? I think he's legit. And I guess the analogy I'd
Yeah.
paint why though I understand your position fully, like I actually vibe with it.
Yeah.
But like science is used to make nuclear bombs and kill people, and that's off-putting to me. But I still believe in science. You
True.
feel me?
True.
Is used
True.
wrongly by people, but I still believe in science. So I'm curious to dive
True.
into thoughts on that. Yeah.
Um. No, honestly, you kind of got me beat in that sense. But I'm not off put by science at all, even though it is destructive and all that stuff. But I guess that's because maybe like science is more like human. I mean, the elements and everything is already there and sitting there, but science is more like human discovery and human invention and ingenuity, right? We're figuring this shit out. So if we end up creating something that causes mass destruction by accident and then use it because some douchebag, whatever the fuck, exists in our realm that does that, well, I would just blame that on human stupidity,
Sure.
right? But like something that's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a type of leader, a pillar of some sort in a community of non-believers or sinners, and I'm supposed to be the person that's supposed to uplift everybody and bring them forth on my side so that they can live a righteous lifestyle. But deep dark down, I have this horrible thing that I'm committing and doing and manipulating everybody. It's like, yeah, you can say the analogy like in a basic sense, which is like, yeah, I science does fucked up shit. Religion does fucked up shit. I still like science. I definitely still like science, even though it does fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But it's just like the whole fucking thing behind what religion is supposed to represent and everything else that like is why it's so off-putting to me. And for a long time I also felt it was like something of more of like a brainwashing tool. Like I said, it's a bit like culty sometimes and tribalistic. So like a lot of the things that were just like simple things that wouldn't require you to do even much of some deep like critical thinking, right? Like some people were just like so deep into the faith that they are not willing to even think about these simple things at all. And that
Mm,
also just scares the shit out of me as well. Like
yeah, I
I want
agree.
to be somebody who's knowledgeable and always like going forth and studying and blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah. So like anything that locks me out of my process to even be able to move freely within like wanting to gain knowledge is just something that I will not align myself with either. Now, I'm not saying that religion is per se like that right now because it's completely changed from what it was in like 1800s or whatever the fuck, blah blah blah. So like, my bad for cursing so much.
You're not gonna offend me whatsoever. You
All
can
right,
use whatever
cool, cool.
language you want. You're not gonna offend
All
me.
right, cool. So, so like like I get it that it's more modernized now, but it's still just like certain sects of just like Christianity, like in pockets that are just so strange and just so unforgiving and just so like, you know. And I'm sure you don't belong to whatever that type of sect is.
Who
You
knows?
seem
Maybe
like
I do.
you're I don't think you do. I see the skateboard on the back. You seem like you're chill. You probably smoke some weed too.
No, I
Like
don't.
you
But
smoke. Oh, you don't? You give off that vibe. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I just try to be a real person. I think a lot of people, when especially they try to have religious conversations, they go into this like I don't know, religious mode. I don't know, like a different person to try to. I don't know how to describe it, but
Yeah,
I just
it's
like
a. I
talking to people
mean,
like a
it's
normal
a
person.
uplift, right? Like the whole thing is like you're here to uplift and bring yourself into like this energy, like this state or mind state where it's like I have accepted the Lord into my soul and I am at peace with whatever is to come, right? That's like kind of like the like mind state for this, like essentially like a boiled down version, I guess. But like to me there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, like
Sure.
nothing at all wrong with that, but like it's just everything else. It just I can't click with it.
Yeah, sure. And I think we can just be normal. Like, we can be normal people and be Christians. Like, we don't have to, like, have this, like, religious demeanor on us. I think we can just believe in it and be normal freaking people. So, but,
No,
okay.
yeah, for sure.
Um, okay, then I'm curious to dive a little. I'm curious to hear, because again, I think how people treat religion just sucks, and I don't rely on people. Like I was kind of telling you about the person who brought me into Christianity, because just to show you, like I do not care. Uh, um, well, I do care, but I don't care how people treat Christianity. I'm actually, though I do care in the sense it's evil stuff, but I care specifically in terms of how I believe it on the claims of Christianity. I'm curious what you think on not how people treat it or how people abuse it, but what do you think on claims that like the Bible makes itself? Like I don't know, do
Uh,
you know much?
personally, I've never dove too deep into the Bible, but Christian religion, I don't think that I can fully trust all too well. Or the Catholic religion either.
Don't get me started on Catholics, brother.
The book is just all over the place. Not necessarily saying like the teachings are just like all over the place. Just more like whose hands have touched it, who's influenced it, and like like King James version, First Testament, New Testament, like like all these things to me is variations of a book that probably once existed that probably does not exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like m- different times have different influences for politics or whatever the fuck they wanted to serve for whatever reasons, and using religion, especially back then, was a huge factor in this. So like I feel like off that alone, yet again, just deviating from original things that were probably there, I cannot trust what humans have put in there because I can't trust humans.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Let me think on that for a second. Cause so you think, just to sum it up, you think perhaps the original things were there, but you think humans have changed it so much that you can't trust it. That's basically what you're saying, or
Yeah,
no?
personal. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I actually think, um, what now? Here's a question before I dive into that. Now let's say if that wasn't the case in the land of make believe, if that wasn't the case, do you think you
Okay.
could trust it, or do you think there's more?
I mean, if there wasn't any deviations, like if the case was that the book had stayed the same since like whenever the fuck it came out originally, then yeah, I'd be more likely to trust it and follow it.
Um. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd be. See, it's hard to when I speak, tell people things. I am just so aware because I'm a distrusting person. Like it just claims. So I guess I'd encourage you if this is interesting what I'm about to say to look it up for yourself. But I
Okay.
think the Bible is actually the most. If any book in the world is unchanged, it's the Bible. It is like provably
I don't know
it
about that.
yeah and here's why is they have I think I can explain it pretty simple.
I
There's
think it'd
so
be the Quran.
oh no, not the Quran. Oh brother. Not the Quran.
I'm pretty sure it'd be the Quran.
um
That's go ahead.
yeah, but I guess simply is just that there's more manuscripts of the New Testament than any other document of antiquity that's ever existed by so much. I mean, just so much. And it you can change maybe one copy, but you can't change all of them, that are spread out over thousands of miles, and make them change them to be all the same. That's the basic argument that I would say that makes sense to me. Why I'm convinced it's unchanged. Now I'm not just trying to say like I hate just giving answers for answer's sake. I care about actually okay. Let's not just try to give an answer that makes us right. I want to actually find ones that make sense to me, and that makes sense to me a lot. Did that make sense to you?
Okay. One more time. Just sum it up for me one more
Yeah,
time.
let me
I
try that.
just had to look it up. Well,
Oh yeah, I get that. There's like many documents, like 20,000 documents, in um, um, or my bad, copy manuscripts of the New Testament. My argument is it is hard. You can't change all of those to be the same thing since they're spread out over thousands of miles. And us to have the same book today, they all agree. It's hard to change that. That's
okay.
and actually when I say
Well,
hard to change that, I mean I think impossible.
the thing here is they all spoke different languages in different points too, and there had to be translations, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So how can you also trust that the translations are right as well?
Yeah, I think for that same reason. So like the telephone game, right? Uh, if you have 30 people, you're gonna get a very different message. Uh, right? And if you have to start with a message, you have 30 people, very different message.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
right? Now if you have like really good translators, like people want to actually make the message say the same thing. Usually when you play telephone, usually people want to mess it up for humor. You can to reasonably expect to get the same message. But here's the thing. Here's the convincing part to me is if it was a game of telephone, like thousands of miles across, you'd expect different messages everywhere. Oh, it would change to be something else. But everywhere, over the last 2,000 years, thousands of miles apart, not talking to each other, it ended up being the same message. And that's like all I need to know.
Okay.
Because if it was telephone, it would be different. Their different copies of the Bible would be different, like guaranteed. Because that's what telephone does. But it being, yeah, separate. Yeah, so that makes sense. I think the fact that we have manuscripts that say the same thing thousands of miles apart, so many of them, is why. because we would expect different versions of the Bible, or different. My bad. Yeah, originals.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at what you
You're
said.
cool. No, I appreciate that. This is super cool. By the way, I'm really enjoying this conversation. We're going deep in the mud, and I just love having these conversations. My wife won't have conversations like this with me. She's bored of me.
Bored of it already.
Oh, long ago, brother.
I actually have a friend like you, so we do this all the time. But he's Muslim.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, he's Muslim. He would love to have done this with you too.
Oh
So
man, I wouldn't. You can point in my way. I have a YouTube
I
channel.
wish. I wish.
Actually, I
Oh, yeah,
want.
what's your YouTube?
Yeah. Oh dang, I don't want to. I'll just say it since I don't want the thing. Life, the number four Christ 74. I actually want to talk to Muslims so freaking bad, but I can't run into them in this app. I have a TikTok too, and I'm just asking people in the
He's
comments.
he does go on here quite often. He does look for people who are doing the same thing that we're doing right now.
Yeah,
So
if he wants to, actually, if he would be willing to chat, I would love to, because I want to run into
he
Muslims, and I
would
don't.
he will definitely love to chat. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
And
have him
he would
come.
love to do this.
Did you find my channel by chance?
Yeah, yeah. Life for Christ TV.
No, not that one. It has like a blue logo. It only has like 150 subscribers, probably less.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Has
see
my
it.
face on
Okay,
it.
yeah,
You should have him like
yeah. I
comment
see
on a
it.
video saying I talked to V. What's your name? I haven't learned it yet.
It's just V,
Okay,
literally.
V. Yeah, like, I talked to V. Um, can we talk? And like, yeah, I'll set up something. That'd be cool. I'd actually appreciate that because talking to random strangers doesn't make too interesting a video sometimes. Uh, this has
Yeah,
been
you
really
probably get
actually.
a lot of weirdos.
Yeah, some weirdos, not too many weirdos. Mostly the weirdos just skip me, if I'm honest. But
I got a shit ton of weirdos who want to debate me, bro.
oh yeah, I'm.
Like
You're lucky. I'd like to talk to the weirdo. Maybe not. Depends how weird they are.
usually it's all right. So this is the thing. All right, usually it's fucking like Christian dudes, but they're like super MAGA, like um, fucking white nationalist Christian dudes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's like we're like Catholic dudes, and that's what they like. It's a yeah.
Dang it, I think I'm jealous. I think I would be curious to talk to people. I'm most curious to talk to people different from me. Like a lot of people I
Yeah,
run
they're
into.
probably. What's your ethnicity by any chance?
What's your
By the way,
guess? You have any guess?
I mean, I want to say white. You look white, but like you look like you have some sort of Spanish in you.
Oh, nice guess. Yeah, my dad is Mexican. My mom's pretty darn
Okay.
white. I mean, if you could see me, the
Okay.
light. I have these like YouTube lights on, but I don't know. I got some. I got. That doesn't look that good. Whatever. If you saw me in person, I got some Hispanic color from the summer. Summer.
No, it's mainly the structure of your face setup.
Sure. If I was freshly shaven, maybe the stash would also help show it.
No, no, I'm like you have like a Mexican kind of features.
Sure.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard for me to tell if I'm not. I just stare at my face too much. My wife was really
I
grateful.
mean,
She.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're probably not gonna be like, "Yo, yeah, look at the Mexican that I can see in the mirror." Like, you know what I mean? Like, but like, like, I could tell like you had like a little bit of Spanish in you. But the only reason I asked was just because like those types of people, bro, you have to like be so patient when talking to them because they just want to berate the shit out of you
Oh.
first before actually even having like a decent convo.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah,
I'd be curious. See. I've been kind of just just starved of like good conversations. I'd be curious to have it, but I'm pretty nice dude to talk to. Usually people who come at me like angry, I usually just my demeanor. I can just tone them down. I don't know, but maybe I haven't ran into crazies, but I've had no crazies, so I'd be curious to run into some. Um,
Well, shit, man. I hope you do. That shit is it'd be entertaining for me sometimes just to get like an understanding of where they come from, which is just like the stupidest places ever. But like, it's whatever.
I'd be curious. Yeah,
Like,
and I like understanding what people believe and why. Like the why is really important to me. And like, okay, can we understand each other? Can we clarify each other's beliefs instead of just thinking we're both stupid? Um,
bro, I'm not gonna lie. It's hard with those ones, man. I usually just let them go after a while because it's like I had like a group of like 5 or 6 of them,
what?
white nationalists, and like they their whole thing is they want this entire country back to 100% white people. Whatever time there was ever 100% white people in this country. So they want it like that. And I said, well, that's just not realistic at all. Like, not even one bit. So like we know that. So we hope that maybe we can just kick everyone of brown to one half of America and whites keep the other half of America. And I was like, okay, well, why? What's the issue? It was basically just said like crime and raping, things of these nature. And while people do commit crime, if you got rid of the population that commits crime and the brown people or whatever the fucking case may be, crime is already just proximity anyway. So regardless of what it is, like white people are being killed by white people, so white people would still be facing crime due to white people. And I tried to also explain that,
Oh, you
but
tried.
I don't know. They they uh they uh they think that it doesn't matter. They think that everything is a simple solution when usually it is not at all,
Yeah,
right?
I really agree with that. I think people oversimplify things. I mean, in many beliefs, many. But I think that's the problem. It seems obvious to them, though. It just you can't. It's not. That
Yeah,
is one of the biggest things, which
it's
I
not
actually agree on.
possible. And like I also tried to explain to them too, like how like this is literally what Western society was built for, is to be like this grandiose utopia where like things are possible, right? Like,
Sure.
why else would people from other countries want to flood this area? Because things are possible here that aren't possible back home.
Yeah.
This is like the whole point. But I don't know. Rough stuff, man. Rough
Yeah.
stuff. It's hard to change those minds.
Yeah, and there's a point where I just think, yeah, the way you're making it sounds like you gave a hearty attempt. Probably not, perhaps not worth talking. But I don't know. I also don't want to give up at people. But there's a time to stop. I don't know. That takes wisdom.
Yeah, I tell you, I talked to this guy. He runs this like Nazi site. He sometimes comes on here.
You really are running to the crazies. Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah, yeah. I talk to a bunch of Nazis all the fucking time. And it's funny as fuck, bro. They're usually not white anymore.
Huh.
They're usually not white. The Nazi guy was 100% white. The his name was like something Waffen or whatever. He runs like a whole website like where they whole bunch of Nazi bullshit. I don't fucking know. I looked at it for 5 seconds. We got a
Okay.
grasp of it. Off. And then I tried to talk to him. We got to this like great understanding. It was like, oh yes, like oh my god, I'm gonna finally win over one time. Just this one time, I'm finally gonna get one Nazi to see the truth. And like we got to this point where we agreed, and I was like, okay, so if this is true, then why would you feel that way? And it was just like everything we had taken to get to this point washed away completely, and he just went back straight to square one. It's just like fuck.
Uh,
It was, I don't know. They're hard people to change, but I hope you can be the one too. Like like maybe because my skin tone, they're really not trying to hear it from me. Maybe you'll
yeah.
have better luck. You know what I mean?
Who knows?
So like,
Maybe. But yeah, oh yeah, it sounds like you're actually like really trying to actually like, wow, that's kind of cool. That's cool to hear that. But yeah, no,
No,
I'm
yeah, I really want to know why they think that the things they do. Because if anything, like if you're gonna have a problem with America, right? Like it shouldn't be a racial issue. It should be a class issue. The divide from like what is being rich to poor is only getting larger, and this is why you have criminals, is because they don't even have like the ability to think past dumb shit, right? Like the reason criminal activity exists is because there is no education in the area, right? So like that's that to me is like the biggest fix for the issue is like if you can educate everybody in the same manner of like a standard level, I feel like it'd be a valuable thing. I mean, there's other things there too, but
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a problem because why in certain areas than other areas? So those there has to be something associated with those specific areas that are causing it. And to be honest, jeez, I mean, yeah, you, it's not skin color. I mean, there might be associated, but there's a lot of reasons. Whatever. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I'm curious to keep talking. Though, I was curious what you found on your Google search earlier.
Oh, yeah, bro. I don't really use Google like that anymore. But ChatGPT puts in all the power you need it to nowadays. It's like Google on steroids, right?
Sure.
But I just asked it how many times have the Bible been changed. It gave me original text, copy variations, major translations, textual changes, and just wanted me to basically define exactly what I meant.
Oh,
So
sure.
you said something about the variations not deviating from each other. Like it's basically the same thing, right? So that's what I just wanted to ask you.
Sure.
What
Yeah.
is there any like deviations from each variation? And it basically said just like little words or like certain verses were like changed to like certain things. Nothing really too big it seems.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
And even like ones where there are like, because the biggest changes aren't that groundbreaking, if I'm honest. But where one's been changed, like they insert a sentence, the others haven't been changed that way. That's where accountability among many copies comes in. Someone
Mhm.
changes it. Oh, you can point out the imposter because all other 10,000 copies don't have that. Oh, it's pretty easy to find the imposter. And usually, the other ones, when they do change, they don't change in the same spot. So you can just have accountability with so many other copies. And it's just like
Okay.
it's like really like I'm not just I'm like it's not just like, oh, it's pretty good. No, it's like dang, dang good. Like I have more confidence that the Bible hasn't changed than most things in my life.
Mm.
Just for that reason. And some people try to say copies are a bad thing. No, 100% no. They are accountability. I don't. They. So
My bad. I just had another question for
yeah,
Chat
you're
GPT,
cool.
but
No, I so encourage this.
so basically, I just wanted to ask because earlier I said, wouldn't the Quran be the one that stayed more the same since the beginning? Um, and what was your answer to that again? I kind of forgot.
Oh, I didn't give much of an answer. I just said no, it's not. Earlier, at least.
Where
Um, if I'm
so
honest.
I just asked ChatGPT out of which one is more consistent to from the beginning, and it says which has stayed almost the same. The Quran historical evidence shows remarkable consistency since the seventh century. Early manuscripts like the Shana manuscript are extremely close to today's Quran. The Bible, the core message is consistent, but because it was copied for centuries before printing and compiled over a long time, there are more variations in wording and order. So I don't know what that
Sure.
even means, to be honest, but
I think at least the Bible is what I was just saying. It's the copies. Now the yeah, the same reason what we were just saying earlier. I think that's what it means. But let me just look. I actually researched for like a day on the Quran. Actually, I've had two obsessions in my life the last like year. It's been Islam and it's been Catholicism. Just me like looking into and researching them. I'm curious what I have in some of my notes about that. Um, uh, yeah, let me look that really quick. Islam. Yeah, what was that? Maybe, yeah, let me see. I bet I do have it available. My Notes app is one of my most favorite apps in the world.
just take your time.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess what do I remember of the Quran? I and this on the validity of the Quran or the unchanging nature of the Quran. That's a weird way to say it, but how much the Quran's been changed? I don't know too much about it. Here's what I know. Um, and why I don't like saying things I'm not confident about or that I don't feel well researched in. So I'm gonna say what I think, but I'm gonna state it with I'm not well as researched as I would like to be. Okay. With that being said, you can also fact check me. Here's my with that said. Now here's my impression of the Quran. What my answer would be with that disclaimer is is that they had their texts. There are very that's not helpful because Quran. I was gonna say that Muhammad he changed. Yeah, that's not helpful to talk about at all. But sorry, I'm just kind of all over the place. I think out loud and I process
No,
out
you're
loud.
good.
Yeah,
You're good.
is
Take your time.
there was many copies of the Quran in different versions of the Quran that they knew about. And what
Okay.
seems really interesting to me is the only reason I can remember this is because of the name is there was this big battle called the Battle of Yomama. Like it sounds like Yo Mama, so I can remember that.
Okay.
Which caused it to one Muslim in particular burning all the other copies of the Qurans that he disagreed with. So there was only one Quran moving forward from that point, which is really sus. Uh,
Okay.
and dang, that's all I can say. What I want to say is the Quran's nature is just less superior to the preservation of the Quran is less reliable to the Bible, that we're really uncertain whether certain verses are supposed to go in there, where we only have certain manuscripts. Like I'd be curious for you to Google how many manuscripts the Quran has. And I got the impression from reading a book that it was way less than the Bible. These are things I want to say, but I can't prove it, so I don't want to say it with confidence. But you Google me, you verify with ChatGPT. So I don't know. I'm curious. That's what I'm really curious about, and how certain invariances.
Textual preservation, word for word, staying the same. The Quran evidence shows extremely high level of preservation. Early 17th century manuscripts like the Birmingham and Sana manuscripts match the modern Quran almost exactly because it was standardized under one version early on and memorized orally. Variations are very, very minor. Winner for textual consistency, Quran. The Bible, the Old and New Testament have thousands of manuscripts but no original copies. There are small variations due to hand copying over centuries. Through scholars can reconstruct the original text with 99% accuracy. Some passages were added or omitted over time. Mark 16:9 through 20, John 7:53 through 8:11, more variations compared to the Quran, historically reliably matching what really happened. The Bible archaeology has confirmed many historical details of the Old and New Testament, location, kings, cultural practices, written over 1500 years by multiple authors, making it layered historical record. Written down much closer to the time of its event, it's described 20 years after Muhammad's death, less archaeological corroboration. I don't fucking know that word. For
Corroboration,
specific,
maybe. I don't know. Not
oh
that
yeah,
important.
actually, right. I'm retarded. What the fuck?
Nah, I don't know
But
the
for
word. Yeah.
specific events in the no, you were right. I
Oh,
just my brain just did not want to process that for some reason. But for specific events in the Quran, but it's considered historically consistent with it within its own context. So historically, the Bible is more reliable, I guess, but so is the Quran because it was just closer to a certain time frame, so they can also record and have it orally memorized or
oh, that
memorized
was the
and record
argue.
it orally. Yeah.
The oral, that's sus to me. That was a reason why it was sus to me. And also number two is the one manuscript it listed was 1700, 1,000 years after Muhammad. That's sus to me. I mean, a lot can happen in 1,000 years, right? That's what it said. 1700 Birmingham thing.
Uh, it says written down much closer to the time of events. It's described 20 years after Muhammad's death. That's what that says.
Oh,
And
it's
then you,
dated to.
huh?
It's dated to 20 years after Muhammad's death.
That's what it says. Written down much closer to the time of the
Oh,
events. Right. Yeah.
that's confusing.
So but before what you were saying, Birmingham, it says that early 17th century manuscripts like the Birmingham and Sana manuscripts match the modern Quran almost exactly. That's for Birmingham.
Oh yeah, and I was just my point there was that wasn't very convincing to me, just because 17th century manuscripts aren't that early. uh, it's
Yeah, that's what it's basically saying though, is that it happened in a later time frame, so like I guess it's easier to keep the original text.
sure, yeah, when it's such a short period of time. Um,
Yeah.
and dang, I really have to know it deeper. I would yeah, I really have to know this topic deeper because I want to talk to Muslims uh about this, and they
Yeah,
make the
I sent my friend your YouTube channel and everything, and I said, "Hey, this guy would love to debate you."
and you know
Just
yeah, that's a cool comment to me. I kind of want to bring something different to YouTube than most people do when they debate
okay.
people. I want it to be more of a conversation, like have mutual respect. I want to listen. I want to do a lot of listening instead of just debating every single thing that comes out of someone's mouth and saying you're wrong, you're wrong, you're
Yeah.
wrong. I want to actually like
Nah,
have
he's
them build a
not like
case, me
that. He's
ask
not like
questions.
that.
Oh no.
He's
Oh, and
not like that. He'll have his talking points and he'll like actually present them to you, and
oh,
he'll hear
okay.
you out as well. Yeah.
And be honest, that I actually don't care what the other person does. This is like my attitude that I want to bring to it, just for his sake, his knowing.
Okay.
I
Word.
just want, yeah, I want to understand his beliefs. I want to understand the why, and I want to try to help him. Like, let's find the case for it. Let's try to find the truth together instead of me trying to fight you on it. You know what I mean? That's kind of my attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's how he's pretty much as well. So I think, and like he's much more knowledgeable in like the whole like Quran stuff. And he, like I said, we have these conversations all the time. My standpoint is I don't need religion. I'm cool with just being spiritually inclined to knowing that there's a creator, like, and knowing that if I live my life in a certain type of way, that I will be okay regardless what might come. You feel me? So
sure.
like that's where my standpoint is. And to be honest, I don't really think I'd ever change that for a long, long time. Like I really just can't even see myself going to a religion at all. But like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that. Now, I'm curious to say, anyways, like me to sum up the Bible, the main message of the Bible in like four sentences or something like that. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that message. Um, yeah, and then I'm curious to hear also if it was true, like in the land of make believe, if it was the actual truth, if you do it, if you would believe, if you would follow it, I should say. Um,
Okay.
okay, so here's the main message of the Bible is because of our evil, or our bad things. I could explain. I'll expound on that if that sounds weird. Because of our evil that everyone does, we've all
Yeah,
earned.
like sinning.
Yeah, sinning. I like
Yeah.
using normal person language, which is just like bad things, evil. But yeah, sinning. Because
Yeah.
of our sins, we deserve hell. Every single
Yeah.
person, because we brought evil into this world, and we continually bring evil, even if it's small.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
that's bad news for us. Frick, I deserve hell. That says Justin deserves hell. Um,
Yeah.
but God came down to heaven as a man, touched face on the planet, and paid the penalty. So for us, now the only thing he asks is that we follow him. He's in charge of our life. The ultimate goodness, the all loving God who created us, is that he's the boss of our life. And that's all we have to
Uh,
do. If we accept that, if we accept that, we can spend eternity in heaven, uh, pardoned of all our guilt. That's the message. What do you think?
okay. Generally sounds like a cool message. I don't agree though.
Sure. Where though? Yeah, where? Like, I know.
Well, it's just that me being a human and me being born to sin is just so flawed because I'm already flawed. Like, how could I not sin? Like, I'm not perfect at all. I was never meant to be a perfect being at all either. So like that's like the whole point. So like
Okay.
then somebody coming down and saying, "Hey, um my bad that I created you flawed and that you're gonna fuck up and that you gotta go to a horrible place because I created you in such a manner. um so because I did that, I'm now going to sacrifice my human bodied self for you so that you can spend eternity with me for what I did to you." Okay, I don't agree. I
Sure.
don't agree.
And yeah, the way you framed it, it sounds a little weird for sure. Now
Yeah, I don't agree.
here's where I think it's different from how you explained it back. I think it's
Okay.
like I don't think he created us evil actually. I think he actually created us good, but with free will, and we have a choice. And
Okay.
I think if he made us so we can't do evil, like that's an obvious question. That begs the question: why didn't he just make us uh that we can't do evil? Because then I think we also can't love, and we can't love each other. We can't love him. There can't be this ultimate good of actual true love. And I think
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
worth making.
The um the illusion of choice.
What do you mean?
The illusion of choice. It's like, hey, um, I made you uh with free will, but your free will comes at a cost, and you have to learn to control yourself because without that control, that cost will be tax heavy, right? So in that way, it's the illusion of choice because there wasn't ever really a choice. There was only one way to go, right? And that's either the way that he says, or else you're due for eternal damnation, which is just endless pain and suffering, right? So it's just like it's the illusion of choice. It's like you want us to make the choice to follow without having to say it.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't know about that. Like, let me think why. Uh, because he gave us choice. He made us with choice. Okay. I'm trying to
Yeah, I
think.
know.
Uh, and then okay, go my way or no way. Like maybe this analogy. Like I'm curious. Like it's almost like the go. I'm curious where it's different here. because almost it sounds like I don't like. I don't think I'm saying this. Tell me where this analogy is different than yours. Like
Okay,
you
go
could, I
ahead.
could frame the government to say this. Oh, it's
Okay.
like the illusion of choice. Don't murder innocent children if you or go to jail. Like, oh, I do it your way
Not the
or not.
same.
It's it's
Not the
clearly not.
same.
I agree, it's not the same. But how? Now, I'm not trying to like make your view
Okay.
sound bad. I'm just trying to find.
No, no, I know, I understand. You're trying to relate it and see where it can be flawed. I understand. You feel
Okay,
me? So, but
and
I feel like it's just not the same because murder and like there's things in this world that are objectively very evil, right?
mm-hmm.
We can agree murder might not be one of those things, right?
Wait, might not.
Could you, yeah, could you murder somebody for the right reasons?
Oh, well, I think murder's definition is wrongful killing. So I think by definition, no. But I think you can kill someone for right reasons.
Okay, yeah, but in the court of law, they could also just see counted as murder, and now you're just a murderer, right? So, like, in the
Yeah,
sense, like, even though it's like I get what you're saying, like by definition, murder means you did a criminal activity, so it couldn't have been for a justice reason, right? But if they give that to you and it was for a justice reason, then you're a murderer. So that's just what I was saying, just the point.
oh,
Well,
okay.
what I was just saying, what I'm saying, like in general, is that there's things that are objectively evil in this world that like obviously should just be like shunned or hated or just hated upon, right? In my opinion, but there's things that also just kind of fall between in this gray line that's like just I don't really know how to I don't really have the words to explain it, but there's things that fall into this gray line that's like human life, circumstances, factors, blah blah blah, might push you into these certain places and blah blah blah, yeah, yeah. But this is all coming back to the point of being an imperfect creature. Like you don't have the ability to always know the right answer. So being it that we were created in that sense, I feel like it is giving the illusion of choice because we don't have any other option. There's actually just two choices here: to live your life in the way that he says, or to live your life blindly, I guess, and commit sin, which is already going to happen because you're human, by the way. So, like, then it's like, okay, eternal hell because I'm human, or follow him and go to heaven.
Sure. Yeah, I can sympathize with those reasons for sure. But I think maybe I can steer this in a little bit direction to try to show you how I feel about it. Like, okay, there's some questionable
Okay.
stuff. It's hard to know. Like, actually, the older I get, I think it's really hard to know the right decision. Now what if we just assume for a second? I think you can sin. I think it's actually you can sin and be sincere about it. I don't know. I think it's possible. Let's just ignore that. Let's assume God for those all those questionable things. Like God, like okay, he didn't know. That's cool. Now,
I
what do you
mean, he
think?
would know though, right?
Yeah, he
Like,
knows our heart.
he
He knows
would know.
everyone's heart.
Yeah,
Yeah, he would
yeah.
100%. Um, Now I think it gets nuanced in certain situations, but let's make it not nuanced. Let's say okay, if you didn't know, or if you just went with a sincere heart, it's fine. But now, what about for the sins that people do know? I think everyone does those. I think
Okay.
now, what do you think about that?
Like,
Like, do you think you're
what? Like
it,
lying or something?
um malicious lying? Let's say that.
Okay.
Uh, Judging people, hate. Um,
Okay.
like hate defined as like murder in the heart. Um, what are other ones? I guess stealing. I've done that. Lusting. Like
Like damn near everybody's done that one.
I, yeah. You're right, brother. Me too.
Yeah.
Um, this, yeah, those are listing a few. I'm trying to just think of like some commandments in the Bible. Uh, yeah, defrauding people. uh, yeah, I mean those are things, and I think we all do those things. Now,
Okay.
and now, like again, like everyone does it, so it does. Like for me, like you're right, like the lust one. It doesn't feel as bad because everyone does it. Now, if we just do an extreme scenario, like, oh, what if everyone murdered? If everyone murdered or everyone tortured babies for fun, would it be good? Like, I don't think so, just because everyone does it. Or like
No, but
everyone in Nazi Germany agreed with Hitler. Or not everyone, but a lot of people, many people, the vast majority of people in Nazi Germany agreed with Hitler. Does
yeah.
does agreeing with Hitler good thing? I don't think so. You
Okay.
feel me? And there's something also begs the question in your head, which it begs in mine. So I'm just gonna mention it, even though you haven't. Is like, are these that bad? Like, are these that bad, Justin? Like that probably pops in your question. Like, it's just come on, it's just like looking at a girl. I'm not like raping her or I'm not doing this stuff. But
Okay.
I think we're that like that. Does that pop in your head? I feel like that pops
I
in my
mean,
head.
yeah, that was gonna be a point that I was making is, and it was sort of a point that I was making is that some things are just objectively more eviler than some things. Like you were saying, murder for one, but and murder can go on both sides. But something like murdering a baby, that child hasn't even lived life yet. So this is something that is objectively evil. Why would you murder a baby? You
Yeah.
know what I
Oh,
mean? So
and
unless it's
yeah.
like the abortion shit, you know what I mean? Like because sometimes you're gonna have like issues with pregnancies that cause blah 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 yada yada. So like if it's that whatever, but like generally speaking, like why would you want to murder a child? You're objectively not a good person, you know?
Sure. Yeah,
Right?
and also just to build this up a little more, like murdering a baby or murdering a child, a small child, is different than like stealing a pencil. Maybe both are
Right.
evil, but one's way more evil, right? And
Right.
here's actually here's how I've kind of satisfied that in my head because that's something I struggle with. Is like
Okay.
the Mona Lisa. Picture the Mona Lisa. Okay,
Right.
Do, if you burn it, that's horrible. But I think we can both agree if you just write some crayon on it, like oh, like I just a little bit of crayon. Like wait, no, you just marked up a priceless painting. You didn't like I didn't
Yeah, I
burn
would
it. Yeah, I
agree.
mean, and that's like millions of dollars. Like that person should be punished. Now it wasn't
Yeah, I
burning
agree.
the painting. Now one's worse than the other, but still, it's
Yeah.
still really bad. And I think that's how God views like His creation, like even more perfect than the Mona Lisa. And yet we put big evils in this world, but still these small evils are a big issue, and we choose to do it continuously. And I think you're in bigger evils get the Bible says this actually gets punished more severely than the smaller ones, but they still get punished, and they require payment. That makes sense. I
Okay.
feel like it's a helpful analogy for me.
Um, I guess like I get what you're saying. I just feel like this is why context is such a huge thing. So like, does God understand context, or is he like oblivious to that one?
Oh, I mean, no, I mean he knows everything. He knows every inmost thought and
Right.
desire, and he knows us better than
Right.
we do. He know so
Exactly. So perfect omniscient being, right? So like, if that was the case, like, why would he create creatures who are flawed? Or maybe they didn't start out flawed, right? Because like somebody ate the apple, blah blah blah, yada yada, shit fucked up, right? That's
deep
how it all
questions,
started, right?
deep questions, and that's actually the one you just asked is probably the one I struggle with the most, if I'm honest. But here's a word I learned in college, which is stupid that I know it, but whatever. You know what a theodicy is?
No, what's up?
It's just like an explanation for uh, God for something that appears evil that God did. But here,
Okay.
Here's a theodicy. Darn
Okay.
stupid college is not worth it. um, um, like the fact of oh, I didn't just lose it. Okay, yeah, here's it. I think it's really possible. So he wants people to come to heaven. He wants, like the Bible says, he doesn't want anyone to go to hell. Not he. If he had it his way, um, no one would go to hell. He doesn't want anyone to. But I think where it might be a thing is if he made, let's say he just didn't create the people that would go to hell. He just didn't create them. Uh, I think more people would go to hell. I think that's a really possibility that the people who could have gone to heaven, there'd be people that wouldn't go for I think many possible reasons. Like life's super complicated, but you might be born in a situation. It just might be a logical. And here's the. Let me make it simpler. It might be a logical impossibility to save everybody, and he just has. He has to. He made the right amount of people and the right type of people, and let people make their choices for the perhaps the maximum number of people, a free will people to make it to heaven. I think that's a real possibility, and if he made the type of people we are, that might be the only logical possibility. If he made less people, yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling on. Does that make sense at all? Of a
It
possible
wasn't. I was
explanation?
actually gonna ask you if you could explain that one more time for me. A
Yeah, I don't
lot
feel.
just happened. I just died again during that whole thing, so I was conflicted about that
Sure,
for a
I get it.
second. But yeah,
I get it,
yeah,
brother.
go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's really possible that if God made less, that if he didn't create the people that go to hell, that more people would end up going to hell, or people that would make it to heaven would end up just would end up not going to heaven. I think that's a
So you're
possibility.
saying, so you're saying, right, that he's like, yo, some people definitely have to go to hell. So I'm gonna make people who are definitely going to hell.
And
Is that what you're saying?
maybe, maybe, yeah, I think, yeah, let's just say maybe, but I think so. Yeah, like if God only made like 10 people, and eight of them go to heaven, two of them go to hell. If he just chose not to create those two people, I think it's really possible that then the next people, if he would, the new thing would be 6 people go to heaven, two go to hell out of the 8 people. I think that's a possible explanation. That it's just a logical impossibility for everyone to go to heaven. And yet, then make no one, I think it's better than he could just have to make nobody. But I think it's better he wanted humanity to exist than not. I think that's a
Okay.
possible explanation.
So you feel me? This is um like by no means am I a god, right? I can't understand or foresee anything
Me neither, brother.
to know anything, right? And this
Me
is
neither.
why I choose to say that I am ignorant as fuck, and that I don't think anybody in this time frame even knows what the fuck is going on with the guy up in the sky. That's why I choose to say that. But what I was gonna say, right, is that it just doesn't seem very very powerful and all knowing to create and to continue to create flawed creatures knowing that they might not be able to do what you're asking of them, knowing that they'll never be capable to do what you're asking of them, but then setting them up to still go through the entire thing to then be burned at the end of it, but you also want them to exist. It just doesn't seem like a forgiving person in a sense, as if like it's trying to paint like the story is trying to paint a forgiving God who understands the morality of what it is to be human, but then in the same breath it's saying to be human can also come with the risk of eternal damnation. It just seems so wishy-washy, you know what I mean? Like not in the
The way you
sense of
frame it,
like
yeah.
I'm not even trying to frame it like that, but I'm just
Oh, I
like
get. Yeah, I trust you, man. I trust you.
the way I understand life is like not like we said, not everything is simple, but like generally things can be kind of simple in a sense if you can, I feel like, have like a base sense of like common sense. You feel me? Like you don't certain things don't have to be like over overdone in sense. Like obviously there does need to be stuff that's overdone in sense, but then again, on the other side of the coin, blah blah blah. So in my trying to understand the great and vast Bible and knowledge that comes with it and the omnipotent God that is inside of it, what I'm trying to do is just try and understand the baseline motive here for my existence and why I've been created as a human being. And it sounds like from what you're explaining to me that he created me to exist and to be a creation to exist, but I am now forever trapped in a body that is supposed to commit sins because a prototype human being fucked up, and now because that guy fucked up all those millions of fucking years ago, I must suffer the same consequences him because he fucked up. Okay, and then knowing that that one fucked up and knowing that he was gonna fuck up because you're smart enough to know everything in the world and anything in general, knowing that that person was gonna fuck up and then continuing to go on and being like, you know what, I want a bunch of more fuck ups who are gonna just make me upset, but if they choose not to make me upset, special place for them, but knowingly they're going to make me upset. So I'm going to toss them into the dark, fucked up place where they suffer eternally instead of just not creating the ones that didn't want to do that. Or better yet, give us free will with the understanding of what these things can do and the deeper repercussions of what it can cause. As in, don't make us so ignorant. You could literally give us enough to make us less ignorant of our sins. But that is also not good enough because we must play the game of illusion where we have to choose Him, knowing that that is the only answer.
Okay, that was a lot. And I
I don't
again I
know. That's just
respect it.
kind of how it feels.
What? Yeah, I get
That's
it.
just kind of like how it feels. Like I don't like.
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel you. Like it's interesting. Like it's funny. I think I can simplify, even though I disagree. I think I can still sympathize with it, and I get it. But here's, I guess,
Mm,
two things I'll say. One, I think I got a helpful question. We'll
okay.
go in a good direction. But first, I just want to make
Okay.
it clear that for people that go to hell, yeah, he creates them, but he creates people who freely, by their own choice, do evil.
Of
Like
course.
only
Yeah,
people
but
people that go to hell freely choose evil. So I want to make that
of
that
course.
said. But I'll move. That's the one thing. There's more that could be said, but I'd rather move on to this question. Um,
Okay.
which is an interesting thought experiment. So do you think I'll try to frame this a certain way that a parent two parents try making the choice to make a person that they know is going to suffer in this life and know they are going to die, is that immoral? Is that bad of them, or is it good? Yet even despite those things.
Uh, uh, listen, the type of person I am, I'd rather not make somebody suffer. I don't want to give falsehood of hope. I don't want to do any of that because if this is just what the outcome is going to be, then why try and just like it just doesn't matter. If that's the outcome, it's the outcome. But yeah, no. If my like, I'll say for me because I can't speak for anybody else. So for me, if
Sure.
I had to choose between my child living a life of suffer just so they could live life, I would choose to end their life. I would not allow my child to suffer just to live life. That's that doesn't seem like something I would want for my child. I'd rather take them out of the equation so that they don't feel suffer. I'd rather I'd rather my child be able to experience a full human life and not a fraction of it. Nah.
Now I think I hear what you're saying, but have you suffered?
Yeah, I've suffered, but I live a full human life.
Okay, and do you think?
My suffering is like little human shit. It's not like, like in my head when you're thinking, oh, my kid is gonna suffer for
Oh,
life,
sure.
right? Like I'm thinking of like something like terminally ill wrong or something of that nature. Like, but are you talking about just like regular human suffering, like just like going through the motions or something like that?
Oh, suffering the broad. I mean, in a pretty broad term, just pretty broad.
Okay.
It could be, but um, yeah, just I guess just but yeah, I mean pretty broadly. Oh, but do
Okay,
you
yeah.
do you?
So just like anything in general, right?
I mean, I think intense. Like I think not like you've like. I guess I don't mean it like, oh no, I stubbed my toe once. I guess I mean it
No,
like
no, I
some
know that, but
deep pain
I've
at the minimum.
suffered certain things that like, change me in
Yeah.
certain ways and make me act in certain ways, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that there's that, but even then like it's just understanding like what kind of suffering it is, right? Which is why context matters so much.
Sure.
It's like, okay, if it's just something that was just minute, something like a heartbreak, obviously I can get over that. Some people might not get over that, but I'm not. I'm built enough to get over a little bit of a heartbreak, or something else of the nature. But like, if you're saying like, oh, you're gonna suffer from fucking cancer for the fucking rest of your life, and you're never gonna make it to fucking 3 years old. Like, hell yeah, I'm gonna take my child out of this fucking planet. But
Yeah.
like, if it's just like regular human emotions, then yeah, it's whatever. If it's regular like suffering that the Bible is talking about, right? Like, where it's just like regular life suffering, right? Not like hell suffering, right? Like then it's fine. Like life is worth living. It's not that deep.
Hmm. I guess I'm almost got lost in the original point I was trying to make. Uh,
I
or
think
death
you're
here.
just go ahead.
Uh, maybe I'll change the scenario a little bit. Like, do you feel like you'd be
Okay.
okay? Like, maybe, like, you find out, like, oh, cancer's in your genes. Almost,
Okay.
as far as you know, all your ancestors have gotten cancer at like 60 years old, and
Okay.
they suffer for 10, 20 years. Do you feel,
Okay.
oh, and let's say you have a wife, and you said, oh, are you guys going to try to make a baby or not? Is that worth it? Or if you have a baby
Yeah.
already,
Yeah. It's worth it.
and
The
like,
odds are the odds are in my favor still.
oh, and now I guess I remember the point I was trying to make is I'm trying to offer a reason, like, so you're suggesting that it seems at least that God is evil for creating people that He
I
knew
don't
are
think
going to
he's
table,
evil.
or
I
it's at
don't think
least
he's
possible,
evil.
or it's a wrong
I just
act.
think I just think that if you're a perfect human, not human, if you're a perfect being and you know everything, then I think it's just a strange move to give the what I deem as the choice of illusion, because there really is no other choice but him. So, like, yes, you can choose something else, but if you choose that other thing that doesn't involve him, more than likely you are going to a place of eternal damnation. And like, what human being wants to suffer for eternity? You live life for only like fucking like 70, 80, maybe 100. Then you're telling me after that I have to fucking go to a place where I'm gonna live forever and get painfully hurt for the fucking rest of my it I don't even have a life just for the rest. So like, it's just like, I don't know, like it's a little it's a little strange. It's a little strange, just a tiny bit strange to me, at least for little human understanding. Like it's a little strange. Maybe there's like a greater lesson here at hand, but like, what's if the lesson is just choose me? Like, what the fuck, bro? Just tell us straight out every day, flat out. Just matter of fact, program it into us.
Oh, I think it is
I'm sure.
actually.
Yeah, maybe it is, but I don't know. Like,
No, and I was kind of meaning at least in the sense like a conscience to do good. I think that is
oh yeah,
programming
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
meaning.
It is 100% for sure. And I have this conversation. This is a good one too, because like this is a conversation me and my boy have. Right? It's like, how would you know right from wrong without God? And I'm like, my conscience. He's like, how do you know conscience? How do you know that's a real thing? Yeah, yeah. Like it comes from your soul. I'm like, yeah, you have a soul, but it's I don't think that your soul is the contributing factor to why you know right from wrong. I think DNA is the reason why you know right from wrong.
Oh,
But
sure.
like,
Oh, that'd be an interesting way to go down. Oh man, drats. You know, you've been really fun to talk to. Um, but I also admit I'm getting tired and I need to go to bed. Um,
no, you're good, brother. You're good. I'm
actually,
just high and yapping.
oh, uh, well, this has been really good. I guess there's one thing I want to say to close, but also, actually, I think it'd be cool to talk again in the future, like on the science route, and like, okay, evidence for God's existence in the future. I mean, would you want to talk?
Yeah,
Would you
you're
be
on a
interested in?
PC, right?
Yeah.
All right. You got a Discord?
No. Is there another
Oh,
way?
really?
No,
Damn, you don't have a Discord, bro?
dude, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm homeschooled some days when the amount of social media I have.
It's not
I
even like it's like, but you don't like play video games on your like PC or anything like that.
Not lately. I mean, not in the last few years. I don't know why. I used to love. Oh man, I love video games, but I just haven't. Um, but no, my brother. Yeah. Is there anything else? I don't have Discord.
Uh, uh,
Or if you DM me on YouTube, is that possible? Can you like send me a message via YouTube? Or
it's really weird. I do not have a YouTube. Like, I just don't like even have it. Like, I don't watch YouTube. Like, I literally go on YouTube to like look something up that I have an
oh
issue
sure.
for. Like, I don't even like, you know what I mean? Like,
There's
I just
gotta.
completely miss like the whole YouTube thing.
Can I send you? I don't know. What else is there?
Yeah, email.
Yeah. Can I just send you the Life of Christ email?
Yeah, that's fine.
Um. Oh, jeez. I really hope I'm getting this right, but you know my YouTube channel if I'm getting this wrong.
Just don't put the .com part because
Oh.
sometimes they're weird about sending links in the chat. And
Oh.
yeah.
Let me just confirm again this right. I think I have the right email address. I don't use it too often, but I check it enough. Um. Right. Life for Christ 1031. Okay. There we go. At gmail.com. Yeah, but I guess the thing I want to say. Well, there's actually one quick thing, but here's like a quick to close this conversation off. Um, okay, let's just say in the land of make believe, you don't think this is possible, but let's just say if it was, if you thought Christianity was true,
Yeah.
if you could know if it was true, okay, crap, Jesus is God, frick, the
Yeah.
Bible's the real thing. Would
It's at
you?
Gmail, right? It's Gmail, right?
Yeah, Gmail.
Okay.
Um, I'd be interested in having a science discussion. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but yeah, if that was true, if you knew if it was somehow, would you be a Christian?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, if I knew it was true 100% throughout, I would definitely be down for the cause. But like, cause like I really don't have an issue with the illusion of choice. It's just it just seems kind of flawed for somebody
Sure.
who's like hella powerful. That's just all I was saying. It's like just strange to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why would
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
be the move? Personally, like how I've always just interpreted religion, or like the word of God or whatever you want to call it, is like just like don't be a piece of shit human, and like and that's
Sure.
it. Just don't be a piece of shit, and maybe there will be something in the end of life, or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be dark and fade to black forever.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know everything. I could be wrong. Now I guess lastly before I go, I just say, okay, can I keep? This is all on you. Can keep the recording of this conversation, or would you rather me not post it?
All right, bro, you can keep it. It doesn't mind. I don't
Okay,
mind.
then I'm for sure. This is for sure going to be a YouTube video because this is freaking awesome. This is a
Yeah, yeah,
great
yeah, you're good.
discussion. Oh, cool. Then
You're good, bro. I got you.
okay, I'm going to post it then. This is really awesome, dude. I've been waiting so long to have a conversation like this. That's why I want to talk some more. Okay. Well, then with
Oh
that
yeah.
said, this will be a YouTube video some point in the next few weeks. And yeah, thank you, bro, for talking. Have a good night.
You too, brother. You be safe.
Yeah, you too. See ya. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes! I finally got a conversation like that. Ah, wow. I'm so glad. I think what I do is really good. Like the last few videos where I've run into a lot of Christians, people who say they're Christians that don't know the gospel, that I can correct the gospel. Huge. I'm so grateful I run into those people. It's not super helpful for YouTube, which I don't want to be that. I don't know. I don't want to get so lost in the YouTube videos that like, oh, this guy's not good for YouTube. No, whatever. That is really good. I want to keep running those people that don't necessarily make good YouTube videos. But I think significant help. But this, I was really excited to actually run into a conversation. But I want to have conversations with atheist people I disagree with heavily, and have conversations like that. That's super helpful. Okay, I'm really tired. It's like 9, and I guess that's not late for most people. It's late for me because I'm a nerd, getting old, even though I'm only 25. But some thoughts from the conversation. Oh, should check that. I think, yeah, it was interesting. I feel like I need to learn how to talk with those people. I ran into a bunch of these TikTok comments just like this. It seems like a coincidence. I don't know. On like this objection to Christianity that like why would God create people that he knew was going to go to hell? I feel like there's a bit of disconnect that we were kind of going in circles a bit. I wonder if there's a certain question that we can understand each other deeper on that. And maybe he can explain it in a way that I think is like, oh wait, that might be a serious issue. Or maybe I can bring it up in a way that, which I'd hope this is the way, but in a way that he would say, oh wait, I am a little bit weird. It seems like to me that perhaps V was, I don't know, I just want to get the point across of, yeah, I mean, freely choosing evil people go to hell. I feel like we can get lost in these word games. And V, if you're listening to this, I think it's true, but also I don't know. I want to be humble and say it's possible for me too. But I'm just saying what I think. But I think we get lost in these word games like, oh, there's illusion of choice, and I think it's a weird concept of God creating people he knows going to heaven, but I think there's a reasonable explanation. Like perhaps here's one theodicy, one possible explanation. Maybe he creates someone that ultimately is going to choose evil and go to hell, but there's a butterfly effect that 100 people just from his existence and what he does, not because he did good, but end up going to heaven because of his existence. And then it was better for them to exist because somehow more people led, even though he chose evil, but God used the evil that he chose. That sounds weird. It might be hard to follow, but I don't think at the minimum it's a contradiction to God's loving kindness. But it's an interesting question. Oh, we talked a long time. Oh, jeez. The beginning, I think the Bible's reliable. I don't know. I can't talk about all that, but I guess I'll say, about that, all this whole conversation, just generally, I'm pretty glad about it. I think, you can look at Christianity with an intellectual lens and a critical lens, and you can be a follower of it. You can still believe it. You don't have to just say, just have faith, cover up your eyes. No, I think it is. You can criticize it. I think it can handle the scrutiny. Oh, geez, camera. What you doing? It can handle the scrutiny. In college, I looked up. I was like, okay, if Christianity is true, there ought to be evidence for it. And I think there's loads of it. Historically, I think it's on solid ground. philosophically on solid ground, scientifically on solid ground. I actually think other like atheistic worldview is ridiculous. If I'm honest, I think it's actually now ridiculous. So for anyone who's an atheist listening, I sympathize with it because I don't know. At one point, I was agnostic too, and I had all these questions, and I think it's hard to figure out. But I think you dive deep enough, I think at its core it is. But even though it can be obvious, I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think it's easy. I think knowing what to believe is can be very difficult, and I think that requires humility and leads to humility in that. And I want to bring that to each conversation. That um, I think God's existence is obvious, though knowing what to believe can be hard still, with many voices at our heads, with so many voices saying the opposite thing. Um, yeah, and lies and deceptions and even I don't know, being wrong. Whatever. I don't know. I could talk about a lot. I could talk about go into detail of this theodicy deeper. I could go into the historical evidence, not off the top of my head. More evidence for the Bible, but that's what I'll say. I think it was a really awesome conversation. I've been dying to have a conversation like this on the channel, so I'm really happy about this. Looking forward for this to being posted. I guess probably could have more thoughts, but I'm tired. Yeah, okay. If you listen to this, maybe it's Greg. Hey, Greg, if you listen to this, you might be one of the only ones who did. Would you pray with V? Like V, if you want to be, you said if you thought Christianity was true, you'd become a Christian. Uh, well, if it is true, I'm gonna pray that you would find it to be true. Because then, if it was true, you'd want to be a Christian. So I'm gonna pray for you, brother. Because I love you. Okay. Lord, I pray for V. I pray you'd save him. You would bring him to know your goodness, your heart. I pray you would lead him to know that you exist. Lord, I pray, I don't know, give him a dream. Would you just make it apparent to him that you exist and you exist are described in the Bible of Christianity. Lord, would you do that for him? It seems like he's a genuine dude. I pray you would do that. I pray you'd change his heart and you'd save him for all of eternity. That he wouldn't be one of those people that go to hell because you want him to be saved. I know that. Please save him, Lord. In your name I pray. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay. Peace. Good night. Sweet dreams.